Hello everybody, I'm Arandani Roshan. This is the first video released in my video tutorial regarding game development using XNA Game Studio. First, let's look at the agenda. In this video tutorial, I'm going to discuss about a lot of things. First, game industry, then XNA framework and how XNA works, and then getting started with XNA. Environment of XNA in Visual Studio 2008, pipeline mechanism of XNA, and the sample game. Nowadays, the game industry is a very popular and very profitable industry. According to the DFC intelligence, in year 2009, the total game industry reached the $57 billion. Some researchers say that total game development industry is larger than the film industry in the US. Okay, let's move into the topic. First of all, let's see what is XNA. Basically, XNA is a game development framework and tool set which provided by Microsoft, and the XNA framework works with .NET framework. It provides more attractiveness to the developer. Okay, then let's see how XNA works. XNA has some sequence of built-in methods which triggered within the lifecycle of XNA. First of all, initialize device. Before starting the game, the computer should prepare the graphic card of your computer to the game. This process happens inside initialize devices. Next process is load resources. In your game, you have lot of resources, images, 3D models, audios, such kind of things. Before starting the game, you should have all the resources available to the game. This process happens inside load resources content. Next one is update. This step created with three things: user inputs, game logic, and the game events. After update state, the sequence of method goes to the draw-in state. Inside the draw-in state, you will see everything in the game. In this state sequence, first two states, initialize device and load resources, happen before starting the game. Update state and draw-in states are only states which you see in the screen. Those two steps loop until you end the game. Okay, let's move to the final two states. We have already received the graphic card on the system to our game. We have to release the graphic card. That process happens inside closed devices state. After that, free resources state. In load resources state, we load all the content needed to the game into the memory. We have to release those memory areas back to the system. That process happens inside free resources state. This is the way actually XNA implement all the states we discussed previously. Initialize method, load content method, unload method, update method, and draw method. Okay, it's time to start the XNA. Before starting XNA, we have to download the framework. You can go to creators.xna.com website and download XNA Game Studio 3 and install it in your computer. After you install the XNA framework, you should have an IDE to develop the game. You can use either Visual Studio 2008 or Visual Studio 2008 Express Edition. In my computer, I have installed Visual Studio 2008. Okay, let's start new project. First, click File, open new project. After you install the framework, you can find XNA Game Studio in here. In XNA Framework 3, it provides 3 platforms to the user: Windows Game, Xbox 360 Game, or Soon Game. Now we are going to develop Windows Game. Then select the Windows Game, type your game name here, and click OK. This is the interface you get when you start the game. Coding area, Solution Explorer, and property window. Inside Solution Explorer, you can see a lot of icons. First one, sample game, that is your solution name, and second one, properties. This contains all the details regarding to your game, like assembly informations. And next one is references. References contain some DLL files needed to work the XNA framework. Next one is content folder. This folder belongs to a mechanism called pipeline mechanism. Okay, now let's see what pipeline mechanism is. In the loading state, you load all the things needed to the game into the memory. In the XNA framework, you can't directly insert whatever things in your game into the running game. You have to insert all the things into the pipeline and go through the process called pipeline. After that pipeline process, it will create an intermediate result. Then only the intermediate results you can plug into the running game. These are the standard input format for the pipeline: image files, audio files, 3D mesh files, material files, and font files. If you need more than these file formats, you can create your own. Okay, let's move back to our sample game again. As I said, before we start the game, we have to load all the relevant information into our content folder. Inside content folder, I am creating another folder called images. Inside to that image folder, I will add existing items. That means my images. There's 3 images I am creating with this game: background, ball, and tray. Now you can see background image, ball image, and tray image. Now I am going to draw the image. To do that, first we need a texture. Let's name it as back. Then we should load the image into the back variable. Scroll down into the content load method. Then back equals content dot load. We should give the data type text 2D, then the path of the file. My background file name is background. When you give the name, remember that only give the name, not to include the extension. You can see my image is located inside the image folder. In the content pipeline, it only gives the path for the content folder. So we have to insert the image folder.